You know that moment, right, when your cat just gently puts its paw on you? Yeah, it's super adorable. But what if I told you that behind that sweetness, there's a whole silent language going on? A really complex one that most of us completely miss. Okay, let's get into this. So let me just ask you, when that paw lands on your arm while you're trying to work, or, on your face while you're asleep, do you really know what they're trying to say? Because what we're about to unpack here goes way, way beyond a simple request for food. And look, this is the most important thing to get right from the start. This simple little gesture, it's one of the most emotionally loaded things your cat can possibly do. And if you respond the wrong way, which, let's be honest, most owners do without even realizing it, you might just quietly break the very trust they were trying to offer you in that moment. So let's start with the first and, yeah, probably the most common meaning. It's simple. Your cat wants something, but they absolutely refuse to beg. I mean, think about how a dog asks for something, right? They'll whine, they'll bark, they might even shove their face right into yours. It gets the job done, but subtle? Not so much. A cat, though, they have a completely different approach. That soft little paw touch is their version of saying, "Excuse me." It's polite, it's controlled, and it is shockingly intentional. Now, what's really fascinating here is the why. See, cats didn't really evolve to communicate with people. That classic meow you hear all the time, they pretty much developed that just for us humans. Adult cats almost never meow at each other. But the paw touch, that's different. That's a behavior they borrowed directly from how they interact with other cats. It's this really low pressure signal that basically says, "Hey, I'm here. I need something, but I'm not going to demand it." And the fact that they chose you to ask is what's so cool. If your cat is putting their paw on you instead of, say, meowing their head off or knocking everything off the counter, it means they trust you to get the message without them having to cause a whole scene. But here's the thing, this gentle little tap isn't always about food or attention. Sometimes it's the very first sign of something way more profound, a level of trust so rare that most owners don't even realize it's happening. We're going to get to that one at the end, and honestly, it might just completely change the way you see your cat forever. All right, so let's move on to the next reason. Sometimes that paw touch isn't a request at all. It's actually an invisible, intimate claim. It's your cat basically declaring that you are their property. Just think about it for a second. If they just wanted affection, why wouldn't they just rub their face on you? Why use the paw specifically? Well, the answer is in a little piece of cat biology that most owners have no idea about. You see, your cat has scent glands in their paw pads. So when they press that paw against your skin, on your arm, your face, your leg, wherever, they aren't just touching you. They are actively marking you. They're leaving behind these invisible chemical signals that tell any other animal, "Hey, back off, this one's taken." To put it simply, they're performing a tiny, private ritual of ownership. They are saying, "This one's mine." In their world, you're not just the person who feeds them, you are their person, and they want everybody to know it. And what makes this so powerful is just how selective cats are. They don't go around claiming just anything. They mark the stuff that really matters, their favorite spot to sleep, that corner of the couch that they've decided is theirs, and you. So the next time that little paw lands on your arm, just remember, you've been chosen. Officially. Okay, now we're going to go even deeper. Because beyond simple requests and claims, that paw touch connects to behaviors that are literally hardwired into their DNA for both survival and for comfort. Now, this is going to sound a little dramatic, but it is absolutely real. Have you ever been napping on the couch, just totally still, and suddenly you feel a paw pressing into your face or your chest? You probably thought they were just being annoying, right? But what if I told you they were checking to see if you were still alive? Researchers actually call this a wellness check. Cats are incredibly aware of movement and breathing. So when you're completely still, you stop giving off those usual signs of life. And to your cat, something just feels off. So they investigate. That paw on your chest, they're feeling for the rise and fall of your breath. That tap on your face, they're looking for any reaction. It's a sign that they were genuinely worried, and it's something they only do with the people they're most deeply bonded to. But where did all of this even start? Well, it goes way back to the very first days of their life. As tiny, helpless kittens, they would push their paws against their mother while they were nursing. That motion, it's called kneading. It helped get the milk flowing, but it also hardwired that pressing motion with the ultimate feeling of comfort and safety.
So here's the big takeaway from that. When your adult cat puts their paw on you, they are tapping right back into that primal feeling of total security. In that moment, to them, you have become what their mother once was, a source of absolute safety and trust.
And that brings us to our final and by far the most powerful meaning. This is what we were hinting at earlier. This is the absolute ultimate sign of trust your cat can give you. First, you gotta understand the cat's core programming. To survive, they need speed, balance, and the ability to escape in any direction at a split second's notice. Having all four paws planted firmly on the ground means they are ready for anything. It is their key to survival. So when they deliberately lift one of those paws and place it on you, they have just made a massive, massive decision. They have willingly cut their main escape routes in half. They're putting themselves in an incredibly vulnerable position. This single gesture goes against every survival instinct they have. They're telling you, in their own silent way, I don't need to run. Not when I'm with you. In that moment, they are not thinking about danger. They're thinking about connection.
And this just perfectly illustrates the ultimate point. This is the most profound display of trust your cat can possibly give you. In that quiet, vulnerable moment, they are choosing their bond with you over their own deeply ingrained instinct to stay safe. So the next time that little paw gently lands on you, what are you going to see now? A polite request? A claim of ownership? A wellness check? Or will you see it for what it truly is? The ultimate declaration of trust. You'll finally know you're part of a secret conversation, one that's spoken without a single word.